think for me, I always felt like the void was this place of intense darkness, fear, loss, trials and tribulations in which there was no light. You would spend all this time in the void trying to just find the light, find the light, find the light. For me, being in the void was not about finding the light, but becoming it. The void is a state of consciousness you can go into to expand beyond your current limits, let go of old things, and move to your next level of growth. In the void, you leave behind familiar structures, habits, thoughts, behaviors, and attitudes, and go deep within to create new ones that match your higher vibration. You can receive insights and do much inner work here. It can last for minutes, hours, days, or sometimes even months. It is your ability to live near the void, go into it at will, and make it your friend that will assist you in growing even faster and with more joy. While I was in this place of stillness, darkness, and contemplation, it allowed me to really discover more of who I am, more of what makes me me, what makes me special, what makes me unique, what makes every single one of us individualized. I was called to get off of all social media, stop posting any content, and really just focus on getting familiarized with my own energy. If I'm not familiar with what my own energy feels like, how am I going to be able to release what's not mine when things latch on? The void is a state of transition and change. In this state, you may feel that your life is changing rapidly, leaving you nothing solid to hang on to. Every void is marked by the issues of the heart. You will find yourself asking deep questions. How can I love and accept myself more? Am I lovable? Who am I? Can I have what I want? What would I love to do with my life? For me, what really brought the void on is I was working at a job that I was unhappy with after doing YouTube for 2 years and finding unhappiness in that as well. I wasn't feeling satisfied. I wasn't feeling fulfilled. I wasn't feeling invigorated about life as I knew I could be, as I knew I should be, because life is meant to be enjoyed, not just pummeled through. For the last few months, the last year actually, I really feel like I've been living and operating out of autopilot, constantly just going with the flow of whatever way the world takes me instead of choosing and directing my life the way I want it to go, which we all have the power and the capability to do. I was able to quit with the persistence of my guide, very persistent. I got COVID right away and I was in quarantine, complete uncertainty about how am I going to pay rent. We didn't have anything else lined up. What am I doing? This was stupid. Through all that time of uncertainty came such peace and clarity. I found that I was my own best friend. I found that I was my own biggest supporter. And this isn't to say that I don't have a wonderful support system, but the point was I needed to do this for myself. I needed to stop relying on other people to fix my life or fix my problems or make me feel good about myself. I needed to learn how to find that within me. I needed to learn how to be enough for myself. And I realized I was constantly striving for other people to make me feel worthy, but it never was enough because I never once found worth within myself. However, when I was in the void, in a place of stillness and uncertainty, I had to become my own best friend, and I did. And I learned to love myself. I learned to communicate with myself. I learned to validate myself. I learned not to be afraid of the unknown, but embrace it with warm arms instead. And it's been life-changing, transformative, and truly very beautiful. I've been able to meet some amazing guides. I've been able to grow my spiritual practice more than ever. I know that for a lot of you who followed me for my tarot readings, you're probably like, Liv, what are you doing? I'm not really doing tarot anymore. And it's not because the practice wasn't good or anything like that, but rather I don't need it anymore. For a long time, I used tarot as a means of validation for what my intuition was already telling me. Through the void, I was able to connect with myself on a deeper level, my guides on a deeper level, and channel much deeper and much clearer than I ever had before. It's time for me to focus on developing my spiritual practice in new ways. I don't plan on coming back to create tarot content. That doesn't feel like me anymore. It feels like who I was then, and I love her. I'm grateful for her. I'm grateful for all of you and the experiences I was able to have throughout that time in my life. That Liv is not who I am anymore. I want to create content that fulfills me as well as entertains you. For so long, I was so hyper focused on pleasing other people, focusing on the algorithm, trying to feed into views. That drained me. That literally drained me. Gone. No desire, no purpose, no passion left. I needed to do something that feels better and more awakening for me. If you feel like you're in a current place of uncertainty, maybe you yourself have entered into the void. Everything you saw on social media, everything you've always been told made you fear it, made you think that this was a time of great loss and peril, darkness and sadness. I hope to be someone that can encourage you today that the void is not a place to fear, but rather be embraced. waste. It's a time in which you can heal, truly heal, rest, recover. It's quite literally the caterpillar in the chrysalis before it becomes a butterfly. That analogy, I'm sure, is overused. I've heard it a million times, but when you are in the void, you are in the dark, you are unsure of what's going to happen next. Just when the caterpillar thought the world was ending, that's when it emerged into the butterfly. And that's what the void is for you. It's not a place where you're just thrown into willy-nilly and the universe decides this is your punishment. It doesn't work like that. The universe is loving. The universe loves you. The universe cares about you. You're not put into the void because you're put in time out for doing something wrong. Your soul guided you there. Your soul wanted you to enter into the void so that you can grow magnitudes. That way you can release whatever happened that was not serving you, so that you can move forward, move onward, and move upward. And I hope that I can encourage you to not feel fear around the quote-unquote void, but rather embrace it with warm arms, maybe a little bit of uncertainty, but excitement for knowing that all this is going to do is enhance your evolution. I love you. I love you.